NERDSoul.
Yeah, late ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today, all year, another wonderful episode of NERDSoul Gaming. Man, we having a good time. We chilling, doing our thing, keeping it real. And I'm not by myself. I'm with the number one hitman in the world. I want to give it up to Open Mind, who has proven himself worthy by whooping over 1,000 people's butts.
Yeah, 1,500 to be, so 1,600.
Wow, 1,600 butts now.
1,600 wins so far. 1,602 to be pettily exact. You know, I won't be petty about this. The reason I want to be petty about it is because the FGC is petty, and they try to find every excuse to discredit you. So I want all 1,602 of my wins.
Yo, man, look, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Having that many wins is no easy thing.
It's not
no matter what
thing.
game it is. So I salute you because I know it's not easy to win that many games. You
and that's just for right now. That's just where I'm at as we do this recording. By the time this video come out and by the time everybody watching it, I'm probably going to be either at 1,650 or 1,700 by the time y'all actually see this.
This joint, look, I'm gonna be hustling on this. I'm gonna get this up tomorrow. So, you know what I'm saying? I'll make sure they see the hotness.
Well, if it's up the next day, then I'll stay 16, 25, 30 or something, right? Not 50, because wins are hard to come back. So. Go ahead.
Yo, you know, look, I just had to make sure we stop the show to let people know because
number one,
you know,
in the world,
the number one hitman in the world, a top 10 player in the world on PlayStation.
Yeah.
You know
gotta say top 10 because you gotta put it in context. I'm not sure if y'all can see the reels playing behind us. If at the beginning of the reel, you'll see me playing with the menus, going into the rank mode, the rank menu, to see kind of where my status is. Anybody who got a PlayStation, right? And you have DNF Duel, you can go to the rank tab on your PlayStation and look at the leaderboards and see me on your PlayStation. I don't need no more screenshots to prove. You know, if anybody that just don't believe I'm the number one hitman in the world, turn on the PlayStation, turn on DNF Duel, click on the rank tab, and click on Hitman to where it just shows you only Hitman. You'll see me. Then put it on all. Take it off Hitman. Put it on all characters. And just scroll down slowly from the top. You'll see me at 8th place.
Bruh, it don't make no sense right now. Like how crazy that is. And you know, people still trying to doubt you. You know what I'm saying? People still trying to doubt. But look, we ain't worrying about that. We ain't gonna trip on that. You know what I'm saying? Right now, we gonna keep it rolling with all the hotness. So you know, we've got a couple things we've been talking about offline. We got you know, DNF Duel. They've given us a little piece of news. You know, like a little drop of news. Then we got a little piece of Guilty Gear news. But Street Fighter 4 is what's popping. Street Fighter 4 is what's cracking off crazy.
Well, it all depends. Like let's start off with Street Fighter 6 first. Why not? Let's go there first. That's the hype. That's where everybody's attention is. Let's start off with Street Fighter 6.
All right, how you feeling? You're seeing the clips.
Street Fighter 6. I'm definitely gonna play it. I'm not super crazy fanboy hyped, right? But I'm not hating. I like what I see. I believe you when you tell me that it's kind of slow and heavy. But I told you this in a private conversation, which we can share now, that I don't have an issue with slow and clunky when it comes to a fighting game. Okay. I personally can adjust to the speed of a game. The only thing that would turn me off from a fighting game is if I can't find a player that I like, which is an issue you're having with DNF Duel. You just can't find a player that that calls to you, and that happens. Trust me. There's a lot of fighting games that I like looking at, even playing, but there's not a character that I like that makes me want to come back and keep playing it. Right? Like Tekken. Tekken is one of them games. Of course, everybody loves Leroy. Leroy. I was playing with Fang before Leroy came out. Then when Leroy came out, I switched to Leroy and I stayed with Leroy. Then they started nerfing him to hell and crazy. And plus, Tekken has a very, very toxic community. It's extremely toxic. So I kind of got away from it. But I understand where you coming from when you say there's not a character that resonates with you.
Yeah.
So with Street Fighter 6, I really, I'm not gonna say who I'm gonna use. I've never been a Shoto person, right? I don't play with Ken or Ryu. I don't play with Akuma. I played with Akuma when I was fighting you, but really Akuma ain't my dude.
That was just to practice me up.
That was like me and you was fighting because Ken was your guy, and if I'm gonna play with a Shoto, I'd rather play with Akuma. But I'm really not an Akuma person. It's just that if I'm just gonna do Shoto, give me Akuma. Forget Ken and Ryu. Just give me Akuma. But once the game drops and gives us DLC, that's when I can definitively say who I'm going to use. Right? I don't really know who I'm going to play with. I know I'm going to create a character, and I'm probably going to customize them to give them a customized moveset, and I'm going to probably run around playing with my customized character more so than the main roster. I can see myself now going to the creator character screen, and from what they've shown us, you can basically make yourself a custom Street Fighter, and I think you're limited to like 5 special moves, 4 or 5 special moves, maybe 4. I think you get 4 special move slots to fill. And I guess the World Tour lets you go to any route you want to go. You're only going to get 4 moves, so I would advise you to choose those 4 moves wisely. It's just like Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat lets you customize your character and give them the moves you want them to have versus the moves that they come with by default. And I'm perfectly okay with that. I don't have an issue with Street Fighter being customizable because we've been doing this already with Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat has, since MK9, maybe MKX, I want to say it was MK9. With MK9 and MKX, they let you go into the customization screen and customize your character, customize them, their move sets. And they look like they got a default base move set, but you can delete all those default moves. All they have is their normals. You can give them a different move set and turn them into a completely different character. So that concept is in Street Fighter 6. I don't have an issue with it because if I say that I do, then what about this Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 11 stuff? Like, I like it. I don't have no issues. And plus I gotta play it. So this is just because I haven't played it yet. Still to be determined how I feel about it because I gotta play it.
All right, nice. From the outset, we kind of got the starting roster and DLC sort of. My boy Rashid is in there, so he in there. But Kimberly looking kind of good, man. Like I said, she looking good. I ain't going front. And then I saw saw some Sonic Fox matches, and I was like, oh, okay. I see kind of more than seeing people doing more stuff than like what the devs will do, and then also seeing people playing more than just the devs playing devs.
Right.
Because even when the devs are playing, they're still to a certain degree kind of testing the game instead of
they're
playing
not really
the
taking
game.
it serious.
They're more trying to see like if this stuff works more than actually trying to like play and fight and win and stuff like that.
Yeah, they don't care about their ranks, and they're not trying to be. They created the game. They want us to play it. They don't themselves are not going to be on the game trying to rank up and stuff. They don't care. They're not. They're just they design the characters. They know what the characters can and can't do. But even the dev is not a god with the character. The dev is just there to make sure the character functions. After that, they don't care no more. And I understand it from their perspective. A dev is never going to be as good as the culture playing it because the dev is not trying to play it for competitive reasons. The dev is trying to give you the character.
Yep.
so that you
They're
can play
trying to
with the
like
character.
they're trying to create the character so that the character
Yeah,
actually works.
right. And no character is going to be perfect. All characters going to have weaknesses, but they got to make sure that the character is viable, if nothing else. Viable meaning they can beat the entire roster, even if the matchup is bad. Because that's the thing about matchups. A lot of people speak about bad matchups in fighting games, which that does exist, but just because a matchup is bad doesn't mean you still can't win. It just
Yeah.
requires you to be creative with your attacks.
That kind of
That's
goes
all.
back to we had a conversation a while back about tier lists and stuff, and people would be like, "Oh, this person is low tier," until somebody goes to a tournament, wrecks shot with
And
that
win.
character, then all of a sudden everybody want to beat him. You
And
know?
then that character gets nerfed,
Oh yeah.
right? The character who is quote air quote bottom tier wins a tournament, a major, and then that character gets nerfed. They was already quote unquote bottom tier, and then you're gonna nerf them even more because that character won a tournament. And which I speaking of that, I want to speak to that live here.
All right.
Devs, can y'all please stop waiting for people to win tournaments with characters so that you can then nerf the character that they're using? Stop it. You designed this game, you tested it out a million times before you release it to us. Then one of us get a hold to the game and find some infinite combo or find some strategy with the character that's just unmatched and everybody else having trouble with. And then you want to nerf that strategy because nobody can figure out how to stop it. When you, the dev, actually know how to stop it because you designed the characters. Just let it be until we figure out how to stop it. Don't nerf this. This nerfing, right? Just the whole concept. Stop nerfing characters. Stop that. This culture, this FGC culture. If you're listening to my interview right now, you mess with NERDSoul, and you happen to catch this because you just in the FGC and you like fighting games. Stop it. Change your mindset. Stop complaining about a character being quote OP or
Well, it's
overpowered or
funny because
whatever.
for the community that loves calling people soft, it's the same community that would be like, "Happy
This
Chaos is
character
too
is OP.
good. You need to
Right.
nerf him."
Right.
It's like, but ain't that soft though? Don't you just want to play against them? You know what I'm
Here's
saying? Or
here's a
just don't take
solution
the
to it.
match.
Right. Don't take the match. That's the solution. I was just going to say that. The solution to a character that's too difficult for you to fight in a fighting game is for you to not take the match. Now, here's the caveat to that. Some fighting games, like the NF Duel, for example, in Tekken, have a draconian matchmaking system where you have
True.
to take the fight, or if you back out, you get penalized for disconnecting.
Well,
That I get. I understand that portion, and that is a bummer. That is the headache, and I wish things were better. But DNF, Guilty Gear Strive is a game that lets you choose your opponents 100%, whether it's casual
yep.
or ranked. You see who they're using, you see the character they're playing with. There's an option for you to pick yes or no when you're about to fight. You can decline as much as you want, and it won't penalize. Actually, you can even rage quit in Guilty Gear Strive without it penalized.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
You can disconnect from a fight mid-fight. It will not penalize your rank. It will not penalize your progress. Everything you don't get banned from the server or temporary ban. Like some games will temporarily ban you from the server because you disconnected something. We call it rage quitting, but it's really disconnecting mid-fight. If you do that, this is what Tekken will do. This is how Tekken punishes you, right? If you disconnect too many times on Tekken, your disconnect rate will go up, right? And then it'll show it to everybody that you have a high disconnect percentage, whatever that looks like. And then people won't take fights from you. And you're going to stay in matchmaking forever and ever waiting for a fight because you disconnect a lot. The best way to get that down is to take fights and finish them. And win or lose, your percentage goes back down to zero eventually as you take more fights and do the math. Dragon Ball Z also does it. Disconnect too much in Dragon Ball Z, you get penalized. No, you don't get penalized for disconnecting. Yes, you do. You sure do. I forgot. That's right. They put the patch out. Dragon Ball Z penalizes you. I've never been penalized, but they do have a system in place that penalizes people in Dragon Ball Z for disconnecting during fights. What they'll do is your account will be banned and you can't go into matchmaking for like a week, 3 days, however many days they set for you. It depends on how often you disconnect and what what your individual server looks like when you log into your PlayStation or Xbox server.
That's
But
what's up. All right.
but for the most part, and I'm passing back. Guilty Gear Strive and I think another game. If all games gave us that option, we could eliminate completely the nerfing or buffing conversation. If there's a matchup that you have problems with on a fighting game, whatever that fighting game looks like, and I hope Jesse Wright does this with KURO. If there's a character that you don't like or can't stand fighting, or a human being who you don't want to fight, who the server keeps matching you to, you should be able to see who you're about to fight, decline or accept, and your declining should not affect your progress at all, because that's not a disconnect, that's a decline. I don't want to fight that person. But you have to implement that into your matchmaking if you have a fighting game. You got to give the player the option to see who they're about to fight and give them the option to accept or decline said fight without penalty in ranked and casual in your matchmaking. That way, we don't have all these complaints about how OP somebody is, because you can just not take that fight. Because I don't like nerfing characters. Give me the OP character so I can beat that OP character and show everybody that that OP character can be beat. Right? You can still beat them even if they are OP, even if they are ridiculous and got some asinine setup. You can still beat them if you understand how the game works. So stop crying about nerfing. I hate that. I hate that part about the FGC. Everybody want to nerf somebody. Like, are you really God? Are y'all really God? Like, are y'all? How you gonna call yourself a God or a high level player or skilled or whatever accolades you give yourself in the FGC, but you still have the mind that this character or that character is too powerful and they need to be nerfed, and that character needs to be nerfed. And if nerf is coming out your mouth, but yet you call yourself a highly skilled player, I don't respect you. I have no respect for you. I don't take you seriously. I don't care about your gripes. I don't care about what point you want to make, our counter argument you have against my argument. Because niggas, I'm sorry, stop saying niggas. Sorry for the N-word.
Apologies, people.
Apologies. Dudes always try to give me their counter argument about how everything I just said that I say in conversations with people. They always got a counter argument. Yeah, but you need to understand, man. Some of these, no, I don't want to understand what you're saying. No.
The only thing I'm willing to lean with, or the willing to agree with, is like broken things, like glitches, or infinites. Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, you know how there's certain what was it? I think like MVC2 that had like certain characters had certain glitches.
Everybody got an infinite on MVC, Marvel vs. Capcom. Everybody.
But yeah, what I mean is like those things, like a certain specific glitch that one character might have, or like infinites. I'm down with that. But if somebody's just like Happy Chaos, where he can kind of like, and I don't know if they changed it because I know there's been an update. But if he can like just shoot and shoot and shoot, and if he can kind of guard break you to a point where you can't really get to him, I mean, it sucks. But I mean, the character really isn't. It's not really, in my opinion, leave it how it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, because here's the devs will probably end up doing something to change it anyway by buffing other people. Simply because, you know, people having a character that, you know, no matter who it is, any game, anywhere, having a character or say two characters that are, you know, leagues beyond as far as like say speed or hitbox or whatever it is, the longer that goes on, the less people are going to play. And devs need people to play their game. They need it to be in the tournament scene. They actually need to be in the casual scene more than the tournament scene. Right. They just need content to be made. So the less people play it, they'll be like, all right, cool. We gotta bulk up everybody else or do something, because that's why I like the news we heard from DNF Duel. It's like, yo, there's not gonna be no nerfs. We're just buffing everybody. And I'm like, yo, I'm down with that. Even though there's not a character on the roster that I really resonate with yet, I still think that's a dope idea to like jack everybody up to like 12. You know what I'm saying? Be like, hey, where you know, then this ain't even 0 to 10. We putting people on everybody on 20, and y'all go crazy.
Right.
You know, I'm actually down with that idea. I think that's pretty cool. That it's like have a fighting game where everyone is sick, like everyone has a honest, fair shot against everyone else. Like there's like if someone was to make an objective tier list, everyone would be at the top because like everyone is sweet.
Yeah, and I think DNF Duel is the closest thing to that, where every character has a chance against every character. DNF Duel, because there are some characters who just don't have a fair shot against them. Like even Hitman struggles with zoner characters. Hitman, I'm the #1 Hitman, and I can tell you that Hitman struggles with anybody that's a zoner. Anybody. Doesn't matter if it's Kunoichi, if it's Crusader, if it's Enchantress, Ranger, Launcher, anybody that can throw projectiles at Hitman on DNF Duel has a better chance of beating Hitman. But it doesn't mean that Hitman can't beat the character. He's at a disadvantage, but he can still win that fight if you're strategic with your play. But just overall apples and oranges, Hitman loses or has a disadvantage with zoner characters. And that's just it. I'm the #1 Hitman, so I can tell you I fought the whole roster and I fought more zoner characters than brawler characters. Numerals of times, right? And most of the people on DNF Duel who play with the zoner character. Most of the high-ranking, high-level people, minus one person, minus one guy who's Ghostblade. He's the #1 player in the game. He's the #1 Ghostblade, and he's the #1 player in the game. Ghostblade is not a. Actually, I take that back. Ghostblade is a zoner character. He can hit you at full speed.
Yeah, I was about to say. Ghostblade, he's not a traditional zoner, but bro, he's not a traditional zoner, that sword is about 3 miles long.
No,
bro.
He can zone you out with his ghost. He can send the ghost full screen and teleport, or he can send the ghost swinging his sword across the screen. Either way it goes, he can stand in one spot, throw his ghost at you, and get a 3-hit combo with just the ghost while he's standing full screen and protected. So while you can hit the ghost. But you better hit the ghost before while the sword is not swinging, because if Ghostblade is anywhere inside the shadow of that ghost and you swing your sword wrong, Ghostblade can get you and attack you while his ghost is attacking you at the same time. So I take that back. He is zoned.
Ghostblade is
let's go back to my original point. Let's go back to my original point. Everybody who's high rank, top, tippy top rank in DNF Duel are using a zoner character. Whether it's Ghostblade, whether it's Ranger, whether it's Crusader, Enchantress, Kunoichi, anybody that can throw something and keep you at bay full screen is the people on the Swiftmaster. Swiftmaster is another issue for Hitman. These characters who throw stuff and keep you at bay. Not that I have an issue with them. I don't have a beef with projectile characters because I main Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat. But it's just the fact that I know what a zoner character can do because when I play with Shang Tsung, I zone people out.
Yeah.
And then they get up close to me. They close the distance and they can get away from my zoning. But I also know how to fight up close. I'm not just a person who can zone. I can zone you out and I can fight up close. I would rather fight up close. But if I just gotta zone you out because you want to play full screen and play keep away with me, then I'll zone you out. I'll force you to close the distance because you're playing keep away and you want to play clock management with me. That's one thing I don't like. If there's one gripe I have about an opponent, is people who play clock management with me. like empty my health bar. Don't empty my clock. Empty my health bar. Don't drain my clock. Drain my health bar, not my clock. Because if you win via time over, I feel like that was whack. That was a whack fight. I'm wasting my time. You wasting your time. You a scrub. You trash. That's how I feel. If I win by time over, it's accidental because I'm actually trying to beat you, but you're running from me, and I just happen to have the life lead when the time ran out.
Oh,
runners. I don't want a time over win. I want to empty your health bar, but dudes be running from me, bro. Like I guess they would run. I'm number one hitman, but I don't care about that. I didn't run from nobody. I ran at the guy. Before I became number one hitman, I wasn't always number one hitman. But here's the thing. I was fighting God, number ones, all the number ones. I was fighting all them dudes on my way up to the top. I ain't run from none of them fights. So why you running from me? None of the gods that's high level that fought me ran from me. They ran to me. But my average casual opponent who happens to be high rank, the average guy who fights me on DNF Duel fights me at full screen or keeps me at mid screen, and they don't want the up close battle. They just and they lose trying to do that. Like they'll try to do the Muhammad Ali thing where they stick and move and hit me and run. But I still always hawk them down and I end up winning somehow. But I personally don't like fighting like that. Let's just fight and get it out the way. Let's exchange blows. What are you running for? Yes, I know how to strategically fight and keep people at full screen. I understand how to strategically fight. So just because I choose to fight you up close and rush you down or keep the pressure on you doesn't mean that I'm unable or don't have the ability to play zone and play mid-screen fight. But what I'm saying is this is a video game. This is not real life. So what are you running for? You're not feeling these punches and kicks in real life. So why are you running from me? Why is running your strategy as a fighting person? Why? Because if that was real life and you in a boxing ring and you want to beat Muhammad Ali, by all means, stick and move, because it's your life on the line in the ring. You in the FGC, UFC, and Octagon, and you fighting the dude, and you want to kick him and move, do that because that's your real life. But this is a video game. We matching buttons, bro, and that's very irritating. Have to chase a person around like that Rocky chicken. I gotta chase you around like a chicken, like I'm Rocky,
Oh
just because
man.
you scared to fight. This is a video game. This is virtual reality. Fantasy is not real. A win or a loss means nothing. But you want to win that bad that you're gonna make me chase you. That is annoying, and I don't take those rematches. If we fight, I'm not rematching you. And if the server matches us up again, I'm leaving you at verse screen. I don't want to fight you because you run from me. I run to you, you run from me. That's an annoying fight. I don't have no respect for you. I don't like you. I don't want to fight you. Get out of my face. I don't just go. Because that's a
That's a B move. I'll say that. Yeah, I think I say that's a B move. Um, I did want to bring up something to you because we were talking about I guess the responses to your most recent videos. You've been, the number two hitman. Um, you've been kind of like climbing the ranks, fighting against the other deities, and slowly, compounding the wins. Building your cachet. Rising, rising to the top, if you will. So, in with that said, I guess the best question, or I think the way I'll ask this is, when you are, while you were kind of climbing, rising to the top, moving along, getting up that ladder, what was your experience from the kind of spectator side? Was it, even though we've had some offline conversations, was your experience like, oh man, look at this guy, he's sweating it out, he's working out and he's getting better? Or was it a situation where it's like, who is this guy? Who does he think he is? He's not good. I don't believe his stats. That kind of thing.
It was a mixture of both. I can say I have and this is just me throwing numbers up in the air. I don't know the exact not amount of numbers or amount of people. I didn't count, but I'll say that I've had a healthy balance of haters and supporters on the game. Now, just a quick story. I posted the clip of me being number one hitman, all that stuff on my YouTube or whatever. and I guess it's starting to get traction on YouTube and Twitter. Well, I ran into somebody on the game, and because I changed my name from the number 2 Hitman to the number 1 Hitman. I'm OG number 1 hit. That's my little nickname.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody saw that. We fought. I think we didn't go a full set. We went 1-1. He won one. I won one, and I didn't rematch. I just left because I didn't like the way he was playing. He was using striker, right? He's a striker player.
Mm-hmm.
Comes on my YouTube comment. He comments on my YouTube video where it says number 1 Hitman in the world. He commented on that video, some long-winded comment. I deleted it because it was just like, it was passive aggressive and very like backhanded compliments. It was basically a toxic comment. But she said something to the effect, long story short, of you're not the real number 1. Stop lying to people. You're lying. You just want some clicks and views. This is clicks. I've never heard of you. But you're under the name Open Mind Video YouTube channel. You're under that name. My name is Open Mind on the game. My nickname is number 1 Hitman, but you can press a button and you can see my actual PlayStation name. You can go to the rank tab and see my name on the list as the number 1 Hitman. So what am I lying about? This guy was real salty because I didn't rematch. Right? We went 1-1. He won the first. I got matched to him. I lost. And then I rematched. I won. And then I didn't rematch that last set. I left because I just didn't want to fight the guy. I only rematched him because I felt like I should have won in the first place. I should have never lost that fight. In my head, I'm thinking like, I shouldn't have lost. Man, rematch. Forget this, man. That's BS. Like I was saying,
I see you.
Grumbling to myself, like, not. Then I won the second round, and I just didn't go that third fight. I think that may have upset him to make him come under my comment on my video and say, you ain't the real number 1 Hitman and you're a hater. And then the others are on the game in the PlayStation inbox, not necessarily on my YouTube channel, just the toxic people. The ones who had something negative to say, said what they had to say. But I also have gained 5 or 6 friends. I'm friends with the number 1 Crusader, the number 1 Kunoichi, the number 1, what is the character's name? The number 1 Vanguard,
okay.
Right? Them 3. The number 1 Vanguard, the number 1 Kunoichi, and the number 1 Crusader.
Okay.
We just became friends like over the last week and a half. And we fought each other in rank, and I sent the friend request to talk. And it's like, hey man, good game, blah, blah, blah. Congratulatory, real respectful. And then we just exchanged like friend requests, and we see each other online. We'll go into the rank, the casual mode, go a few rounds to warm up, and then, all right, bro, I'm about to go in the rank. And all right, me too, bro. Thanks for the matches, and we'll just spar. We'll kind of warm each other up.
Okay, cool. So like,
jump in
like a respect thing.
Yeah. So I can say it's been a healthy balance climbing up to the top of this mountain. It's been a healthy balance of support and hate. So I can't say it's been all hate. So I would be lying if I said everybody's hating on me. Everybody's not hating on me, but there are some haters.
Because I'll be honest. When I started, Fighters is a game that I got, and I was like, hey man, I love Dragon Ball. You know what I'm saying? The game looks incredible. Why don't I track my progress? While I'm doing the matches, doing the fights. You know what I'm saying? That'll be fun. Just track my progress. And basically, all I got was a deluge of, like how scrubby I am, and I'm like,
FGC is so toxic.
I know that's why the video literally says I'm learning, or I'm getting started, or like I'm a white belt or something like that.
It says baby steps on your
it says baby steps on the video.
It literally says baby steps, just learning, getting my feet wet, or something to indicate that you're not that good at the game.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out.
Right, there's something there for the person who's watching to indicate that this video I'm about to watch is not going to have a whole high level of play. It's going to have some beginner-like play. So brace yourself. You basically giving a disclaimer. So you answered their question before they comment.
Even with that, you think people be like, oh, snap, yo, welcome to the community, man. Enjoy yourself. It's no, And that plus the fact that I didn't have any other friends to play with on fighters, I just dropped fighters. So I mean, basically, due to the community in general, and
Right.
and also that I didn't have like another friend or two that was playing that I could play against, I wasted like $60-$70, however much that game costs. Because I don't play it no more. I don't play it at all. I mean, I'll go in and do like some kind of like combo trials and stuff, or some survival mode stuff or whatever.
But you ain't playing it in the capacity that everybody else is.
No, I'm not playing. I'm not. I'm kind of already turned off to it. Like I'm like, nah, I'd rather not. Street Fighter was a little bit better. But Guilty Gear is one that I don't really get a lot of flack from. Now, at the same time, I would say that I've probably spent the most time playing that, so I'm a little bit better. I'd say this. Between, because when you do this, somebody's always going to challenge you. Anyone between floor 7 and 9, I feel like I got a chance. I'll say that. I feel like I got a chance.
You on the 8th floor now, huh? You was on the 8th floor.
I think I'm on the 8th, 7th or 8th floor, because what'll happen is I don't play for a long time, and I'll get in, I'll get whooped up a lot, and then it'll drop me, and then I'll get grease the wheels and everything, and then I'll win back up.
And that happens. You get demoted and then you rank up. Listen, trust me, I'm number 1 with Hitman, but as far as the deity rank, bro, I had to climb that deity rank. That's a different ladder to climb. And I just got to the 40. I was like deity 150 something or deity 200 something for a while. Like when we did the number 2 Hitman video, I was number 2
That's another thing. The guy that was all salty with you, you can see open mind over in your HUD. You can see the number 1 Hitman in your HUD, and you can see the deity rank in your HUD. So
you see everything. I show everything. I do a little.
Well, I mean, even your opponent can see that too. So,
but my opponent. This is the thing about the opponents. Why they can say stuff like "you ain't the real one," because you can give yourself a nickname, right? My name isn't number 1 Hitman. It's Open Mind 82, but my nickname on the game. Because you could do nicknames just like on Fighters.
Yeah, but I thought you were able to see both. I thought you saw the nickname and the real name.
You can see both, but if they don't actually go to the rank tab and look and see the list, they don't know. A lot of people don't know who, even themselves. Like when we first started this journey, I was just bored, and I sent you a screenshot saying, "Yo, fam, look where I'm at in the ranks." Like I was just chilling, bored. Let me go click. I never click on that tab. I always turn the game on and go straight to regular matches or straight to casual matches. I don't go into the ranking tab to look at the list. It's just a list of people. I don't care. But I did it that day. I sent you the screenshot. You was like, "Yo, man, go ahead and strive for," you know what I'm saying? So I have to give you credit, most of the credit for the fact that I'm number 1 Hitman, because if you had not said, "Man, go ahead and strive for it," I probably wouldn't strive. Wasn't a goal I had. I just wanted to play DNF Duel. When DNF Duel was announced, it was coming out. I'm like, "Yo, this game, dude, you know how I was hyped like a kid."
It's such a pretty game to look at, man.
Yeah.
Even though I haven't found a character that resonates with me, I still like looking at it. Like
I didn't have any aspirations about being the best in the world with this game. I just wanted to play this game because it looked so dope to me. And then I played the betas, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta have this game." It was not in my radar, in my immediate thought process or list of things to do to become the number 1 guy. That is not what I strive to do. I just noticed that I was already high up in the ranks, and I was only like, I don't know if I was 7 or 8. I know I was down there a little bit, and I had to work to get to where I'm at. But when I first decided to look at my rank, I was already high. I was like number 13 or 14 Hitman or something when I looked at it. And then I was like deity. I wasn't even a deity. I was a legend. I hadn't even reached deity rank yet. I had yet to become a deity, and I was already like the number 8 Hitman at the time. So when I see that, I'm like, okay, well, let's climb this ladder. Because you said that. You said, go ahead and strive for it. You kind of motivated me and lit the fire under me. And I just took that fire and ran with it. Had you not said that, I'll probably just be playing DNF Duel just to be playing it, and I'd just be putting out my little clips with my hip hop music on. I wouldn't have cared really to be the best guy, but I will.
And see, now you the best. You the best Hitman. Period. You know what I'm saying?
The best Hitman, period. I don't know if I'm the best. I think I'm just number one.
You're the number one. You the number one. When someone else want to come get the number one, they can have that. But for right now, you the number one.
Right now, yeah. Right now, I'm number one Hitman in the world on PlayStation. That's a good feeling. I've never been number one on these games. Like, I've never been this high up in the totem pole on any fighting game. I'm always in the high rank on a fighting game that I sit down and play. Like, if I play it, I'm gonna be among the high ranked people. But I ain't gonna necessarily be the number one guy. And I don't try to be. I just try to be good enough to survive those fights with those high level guys. I consider myself a veteran player, been playing fighting games for 30 years. I'm 41 years old, just had a birthday October 4th, so happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday, man.
And of this, in 30 years, going back to age 11, when I first picked up a fighting game to play, to fight with, and got hooked. Fighting games haven't changed much. In 30 years, they haven't changed much. The only thing that's changed about them is the graphics. The graphics and mechanics. But what you can and can't do in a fighting game seems to remain the same 30 years later, which is why it's nothing for me to pick up a game, mash some buttons with the character, don't look at no frame data, don't watch no guide videos.
Don't need no frame data.
Don't need no frame data. Nothing against people who need frame data. Some people need it. I don't need frame data. I just been playing fighting games for so long that all fighting games follow a similar format when it comes to the actual fight taking place. Whatever character you're using.
Not even the game itself. People fall into like habits. Like in general,
that's a good word.
When you fight other fighters, you see like the same habits. Like you're like, okay, this is a runner. This guy's gonna run all the time. Like all he's gonna do is run from me, and I'm gonna have to play the chase game. And either you decide at the beginning of that fight, I'm chasing him, or I'm not.
Or I'm not. Either way, yep. And it's not, and that's not a skill decision. That's a mood decision. What mood are you in today? Are you in the mood to chase people around, or are you in the mood to fight somebody up close and have a pressure fight? I like pressure fights where we're up in each other's face, pressuring each other. I don't like fights where I have to chase you. Now, I can win those fights. I can win. I just don't like those fights. I like fights. I actually like fights where we're in each other's face, pressuring each other. I got you in the corner. You got me in the corner. Doesn't matter. I could be the one trapped in the corner. I don't care as long as you're close to me. I would rather bait people into the corner. This is what I do. I'm not the type of player who tries to push you into the corner. I'm the type of player who puts myself in the corner and lets you come to me and push. I will give you the corner. You can have it. You ain't gotta do a combo block string where the momentum pushes me. Nah, I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna back into the corner. I want you to put me into the corner. Because one thing I've noticed, like you said, the word habits, I like that word. The bad habit that people have is that guys suck unless they have the corner. Most guys who call themselves skilled fighters, and DNF Duel, people who listening, I know this might hurt your feelings, but I'm finna tell you about yourself. I'm the number one hitman, so I can talk trash. I can talk this trash because I'm at the top, and I can evaluate y'all and criticize y'all.
He's proven himself, y'all.
Oh yeah, I've already proven myself.
When y'all get near the amount of wins he has, then you can say that he hasn't proven himself. Fact. But if you sitting around and you ain't got 1,000 wins, you ain't got 1,500 wins, then just listen to a little bit of learning.
Listen to my critique. If you have a habit, no matter what game you're playing, we just saying DNF Duel because that's the game in question. But this applies to all fighting games. 3D, 2D, 3-on-3, 2-on-2, tag, whatever. If you are a fighter who ain't nothing unless you have your opponent in the corner, you need to reevaluate your skill level. This is what I'm going to give y'all my secret because I'm already number one, so it doesn't matter if it's. I bait all of y'all and I set all of y'all up. Y'all think y'all got me in the corner. Oh yeah, this Hitman. I'm about to beat this Hitman up because he let me get the corner. And that's what they're thinking. I'm controlling your thoughts. I'm giving you the
He said, I
corner
don't control no thoughts.
because I want you close to me. That's how I fight in real life. I don't chase nobody, bro. If a dude runs from me, I'll let him run and I get in the car and I drive off. I'm not
He
chasing.
said he don't
I don't
chase
want
him,
to beat
he
you there.
replace him. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Nah.
But I'm not an attacker. I'm a defender in real life. So I take my real life personality and I put it into this game avatar. What would I be in a virtual world? Well, I can't always be a defender. You got to attack somebody. But
Yeah.
I'm a person who I adapt to the opponent I'm fighting. I don't have a base skill set. I'm open minded. So I'm always gonna keep myself open for new and better ways to approach. I never let myself get too comfortable in a habit of doing a combo. Sometimes your combo routes become predictable and your opponent will stop you. You gotta always switch it up, even if something you doing is working. That's the critique I have for you DNF dual players. Something is working, so you'll do it over and over again. And then if it's not working, you'll still do it over and over again. Even if
Yeah.
it's not working, I'm shutting you
Because
down, I'm stopping you,
you'll
and you
be
still
very robotic because you'll be like, oh well that didn't work.
robotic.
I don't have anything else to do because
Yeah.
all I know how
I
to
don't know
do
anything
is
else. I
this
don't know how to do nothing
combo.
else. I'm gonna keep trying
The only thing I
this
know how
combo
to
that I've done
do
1,000 times. Right.
is the optimal combo that I looked up
Right.
on YouTube. So
Yeah, that I
since
practice, but that's all I know how to do is that optimal combo. You ain't
and
got no squabbles about you.
I forgot that I practiced this in practice mode. So now we're in
Yeah,
game speed and I just realized this don't work how I thought it worked. Or I'm fighting
it
against
doesn't.
NERDSoul and I don't realize that he just played possum to the corner.
Yeah,
Because now you have a overinflated sense of security. Because you're like,
yeah,
oh, he's in the corner. I got him. He's turtled down, man.
yeah.
I got him. And I'm like, nah,
Fact.
bruh. Like,
Now,
I done fought many of y'all.
I don't necessarily like being in the corner. It's very stressful to be there. But if that's my alternative to chasing you around the screen, then let's both just go to the corner and get out of the way. It's just that I said all that to say, you guys who play DNF Duel, high level, low level, whatever your rank is, I don't care. Rank doesn't really matter because yeah, I'm number one, but I still take L's. Um, if you approach fighting games with the strategy to push your opponent into the corner so that you can get the corner combo, because that's how you practice in practice mode. You practice with the dummy in the corner instead of in at mid screen. If that's just and that's some people. Some people practice a certain way, therefore they fight the way they practice. I
Yeah,
practice just so that I can survive the fight. If that makes sense. Let me say it again. Some people practice and they only fight the way they practice. Whereas I practice so that I can survive the fight. I don't practice one combo route. I practice multiple combo routes. I'll do the same normal to start the combo with, but the route that I'll take will be different. I might go left, I might go right, I might go down. But I'm gonna go different direction with that combo, starting with that one hit normal or two hit normal, whatever the character it is I'm using. Because if you get too used to my sequence, because every fighting game person has a sequence, all of us, even myself, has an attack sequence that we do before we stop and rinse and repeat and start over with a new sequence. Once I learn your sequence, if you don't switch it up, I'm going to anticipate your next attack and I'm going to. This is why I say, please listen to me. Do not spam the same thing over and over again, even if it's working. Even if something landed, you hit confirm and that combo landed. Do a different combo. Don't do that one again just because it looked cool, felt good to pull off. Still do something else because your opponent just saw that combo. They just got hit by it and they see you starting it up again with your sequence. The first 4 or 5 hits of that sequence has go. Oh, here you go again with this again. All right, I'm gonna interrupt this. You're not gonna do this to me a second time. Is what your opponent is thinking. So stop it. Do something different. What is wrong with y'all? That's why I became #1 Hitman, because I'm studying y'all. You do the same thing over and over and over again. Eventually, I'm gonna shut you down, and I'm gonna get you. You beat me 3 times, 4 times, because you kept doing the same thing over and over again. It's funny to you. You laughing on the other end of your PlayStation. Ha ha ha! He can't stop it. He can't stop it. Not only did I stop it, I'm stopping it. You trying to do it over and over again. How dare he stop my? I'll stop your sequence. I'll shut your sequence down. I'll beat you. Man, you trying to sequence again because you can't believe I stopped you. Now you arrogant. Now I'm doing it again. Now I got 6 wins on you. Now you want to inbox me and call me trash. Listen, I'm not trash. The character I'm using is not OP. You keep doing the same thing over and over again. You don't have no respect for my mind as a human, and you assume that I can't stop you. That is what I'm trying to explain to people who play fighting games, period. If you do a combo and it lands, change up your sequence. Go back to practice mode and practice a new sequence. Attack sequence, meaning you start your combo off with a normal, with a quick punch, a quick kick, and then you transition to a medium punch, medium kick, whatever that looks like for you. Each of us have our own little sequence with the characters we use. So I'm speaking to everybody in general. So in words that we understand, whatever the sequence is for you, don't keep doing it over and over again against the opponent that you fight. Even in round one fight, do your little sequence. Don't do what you did in round 1 because it worked. Because that person just downloaded all of that stuff that happened to them in round 1. They're not going to let you do it again. Respect your opponent, even if they're a scrub. Because a scrub mashing button still be.
Even if they can't stop you, they're probably going to be able to interrupt it to a certain degree because you hit them with it so many times. Right. Now, as far as me, I know I said play possum, but I'm gonna say this to people. The reason I play possum sometimes in the corner, y'all love taking people to the corner, and me, when I'm starting a new game, like this is Strive is the first Guilty Gear game I've ever played. Now, of course, Guilty Gear has like 5-6 other games, something like that. So there's people in Guilty Gear and in Street Fighter, stuff like that, have been playing it forever. Like, I dropped out of fighting games, say around the late 90s, early 2000s, and I went over to like Halo, Rainbow Six, stuff like that. So I came back to fighting games. So I was getting beat up. I was getting put into the corner over and over and over and over and over. So I just got comfortable in the corner. So now the reason I beat people from the corner is not because I'm some I don't know guru. It's just because I don't panic in the corner anymore. Because I'm so used to being in it. I'm like, we back at home. We in a comfortable spot.
Let's take what you just said and revisit what I just said. Let's just do that. You are a person who play casually. You're not super high level or even try to be. You just playing for fun. And even you got enough sense. To just say, you know what? Everybody who plays fighting games love the corner, and they just gonna push me. No, I'm just join the corner. Let's just get it on out the way, and then we don't waste time off the clock. Come on over here and start doing your little pressure combo that you're finna do because I'm in the corner and you love the corner. And then you end up winning because that's where you always at. That's not your fault. That's not necessarily where you want to be. But the average FGC wannabe, right? They the people who play fighting games to me are so lazy in their mind. It's sick. I'm not speaking in arrogance because I was talking like, I feel like that. If you're gonna play a fighting game for serious, right, for fun, you got a character that you're gonna settle into. You're gonna play with. Take it serious, right? Take it. Take your opponents seriously. Learn about this. Those L's, right? Lose fights on purpose sometimes. Like everybody who takes the L the person who won is automatically going to feel confident that they won. But that doesn't mean that they're better than you because they beat you. Maybe you went into that fight not knowing that matchup, and you just kind of slacked off a little bit, just let the guy do whatever. You fought back, but you didn't really give too much effort because you just was trying to learn the matchup. So to him, you look like a scrub. You get the inbox, the toxic inbox. Oh, you scrub, you trash. Blah, blah, blah. You get the toxic messages, right? But sometimes I'll do that. I will, in my mind, I'm at first screen. This is a fight. This is a character I'm not used to fighting, or I don't fight often, right? And this is a human being whose PlayStation account name I've never heard of. So let me just go ahead and lose this first round or first set. I'll just go in there and just take the L sometimes. Like, I'm not trying to beat this person. I'm trying to learn the character and the human being using the character, right? Because the server loves to match me with the same person over and over again. When I every now and then get a different person, okay, this is a new face and a new character, or a character that I don't get often. So let me just go into this fight with my eyes open, just do a little punch and kick here and there, but let the guy do whatever. Let them just do whatever so I can see what this guy likes to do, what this character can't do, who I'm not familiar with. Rematch, maybe not. Maybe he wins the whole set, and then I go back to lobby. I took the complete L. I lost the set. So what? I learned something. I learned how to play this character that I don't get to fight often. I learned this move that this character couldn't do. This human being is using this character this way versus that way. You see what I'm saying? Then I'll come back if the server matches us again, which the server is going to match you again to that person. If you playing fighting games in 2022, I don't care what game you playing. You fight somebody in rank, you're gonna fight them again. You're gonna see them again because the servers love matching you to people that you just fought 2 days ago or 2 minutes ago. So once I see you again in rank matchmaking, now I can fight you. Now I'm finna give you this pressure. Now I'm finna morph into something else. When you first beat me, you probably steamrolled me. At least that's what it looked like. It looked like you steamrolled me because you won that fight, and I barely fought back, or I barely got a hit in. Maybe you even got a perfect on me. But what I'm doing on my end is I'm studying the fight. And sometimes, or all the time, not sometimes, all the time, in order for you to get good, you gotta lose. Yeah, I took a lot of L's to become #1 Hitman. I want to frame it like that. I took a lot of L's to become #1 Hitman. Yeah, I got a lot of wins to become #1 Hitman, because you got to get the wins to become #1. But I took a lot of L's too. You can't be the #1 if you don't know how to play with the character. You see what I'm saying? If you don't know how to play with Hitman, how you gonna be #1 with Hitman? How you gonna get 1,600 wins if you don't know how to win? So I had to take some L's. I took a lot of L's to be #1. That's why I ain't bragging, but I can talk my crap like I'm talking, and I can criticize and critique, which I don't do. I don't critique people and they players too much. I leave people alone. But I got an opinion now because I made it to the top, and I know how I made it to the top. And I didn't use no guidebook. I ain't watched Roofermonger's videos. I didn't watch Max's videos. I didn't watch Punk and all of the pros. Nobody taught me how to use Hitman. I didn't go on a website and find no secret tech. I was on the game mashing buttons like everybody else. In practice mode like everybody else. I didn't even go Google nothing. I promise you. I didn't do no Googles. I didn't do no YouTube guides. I didn't go follow no pro player and watch them use characters. I didn't go watch Roofermonger. I didn't get no help from nobody. This is straight up grit and grind and me and my mind with the character. That's what this is. I want it to be authentic. I don't want nobody discrediting nothing. And to icing on this cake, I did it without knowing 1 ounce of frame data. I don't know no frame data for DNF2. I couldn't tell you how many frames Hitman's sword attack is versus the negative frame. And another icing on the cake, I will make you laugh. I don't even know Hitman's moves, like the title of the moves. I just know the button. So if you was typing to me, explaining to me, and telling me Hitman's move, you do this move and that move, and you would say the move, I'll be looking at you like, what you talking about? You play with Hitman, how you don't know what I'm talking about? Because I don't know Hitman's moves. I know his buttons. I have not even gone into the command list to look at Hitman's moves. I'm #1 Hitman, and I still have not pressed the pause menu to open up the command list to look at his moves. I figured out his moves by pressing the buttons and memorizing those buttons. So I don't even know Hitman's moves. I don't know them like reading them. I didn't look at them. I didn't go open up the menu and look at it. I didn't open up the frame data and look at the frame data. I was mashing buttons, and now I'm #1 Hitman.
That's how it is, y'all.
I wanted to say that because I don't like the FGC and how they frame stuff. Frame data, pro players, frame data.
Yeah, this idea.
Punk and Sonic Fox and Smug and all these people.
This idea that, like, unless you're a pro player, you've got nothing to contribute to,
right?
You know, to the culture of the FGC,
only ones that can sit down and figure these video games out.
Or if you're not a pro player, then somehow your opinion doesn't matter.
Right.
Like, there's, you know what I'm saying? It's now, don't get me wrong. Someone who's trolling, that's one thing, but someone who's genuinely playing the game, their opinion matters. Their money mattered when they bought the game, right?
Right.
You know, the dev, their money mattered. Their opinion matters. If they're like, yo, man, hey, even though I'm not on stage at Evo, yo, I play this game every day, or I play this game every other day, and when you do this move, it's weird because this happens or that doesn't happen, and it should happen, or something like that. But if they're not a pro, it's like, oh, well, it doesn't matter what you say because, you know, you're not a pro player. What do you know? What could you know? You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. Out.
I'm not a pro player, but I'm #1 Hitman, and I beat all of the pro players on DNF Duel. All of them. Every last one of them.
That's why
the PlayStation, not the PC, because I don't have Steam.
Yeah, because there's no crossplay yet. So
there's no crossplay. So until we get crossplay, if we even get crossplay, which I doubt it, on the PlayStation, I'm #1. And I say, I beat those pros. I got clips. The DNF Duel pro players. Not the high-level casual players. The DNF Duel pro players. The ones who are traveling around doing these tournaments. Those Japanese guys. They're actually traveling around. There's the little world tour. DNF, what is it? Arc System World Tour. Those guys. I beat those guys. I got clips. The clips are already up. Y'all seen them. Y'all done seen them already. But I'm just saying, just to say, I beat those guys. I beat them guys multiple times on the PlayStation. And I'm not a pro player.
Yo,
I've been playing fighting games for 30 years, though. So if they are pros, I'm a vet. I'm just a veteran player because I've been playing fighting games for 30 years. Those guys are pro players. They get paid to play a video. Pro is just the title to decide whether you're getting paid to do what you do. Professional means I do this for a living. That's all that is, right? Because I want the FGC to learn, if they watch this video, terminology, right? You put a pro player in a category as if they matter, nobody else matters, when all it is just a human being who's getting paid to do the thing you do for free. That's the only thing, the difference between you and a pro player. The pro player gets a paycheck to play the video game, and you don't. But the skill set, the skill level, could be equal, if not you being better than the pro. You're just not in a position in life to get paid to play video games. That's the only thing that separates you from a pro, is the position in life. I have a wife and kids. I got a job. I got responsibilities that will prevent me from traveling to these tournament events and fighting. I cannot afford to do that, nor am I going to invest in it. But my skill level on the game is equal to the pro. On any fighting game, not just DNF Duel. We talk about Tekken, talk about Street Fighter, talk about UFC, Fight Night, round, whatever. They don't make Fight Night no more, but the little boxing games, like, I've been playing fighting games for 30 years, and I don't just play 2D fighting. I play all manner of fighting games.
Like, you want to take this back to Let's Get Ready to Rumble.
Let's Get Ready to Rumble on Dreamcast. I'm telling you, I play fighting games, and it's the boxing. I played all of the Tyson Punch Outs. I played the like all of the boxing games, because the boxing games for a while was like Madden and 2K, NBA 2K. They will make a new one every year. They stopped with they stopped doing the boxing EA Sports. They just stick it to basketball and football, hockey and baseball. But for a while, they would do a new boxing game every year. And I got every fight night round 2, round 3, all of the fight nights. I got them. I played them, and I was high level in those games. I would go online and have fights, and whoever I would create a boxer, but they balanced it out. Like you can create your boxer and take it online, but if your boxer's stats aren't that high, they're not gonna match you with somebody whose stats are higher than yours. They'll if your boxer is still like building up and you ain't got that much punching power and speed, they're gonna make you fight somebody with the same stats as you. They're not gonna make you fight a guy who's been grinding the game and got his boxer's stats maxed out, and then now he gonna fight you. They don't do you like that. Once you max out your stats, you'll fight other people with maxed out stats, and then y'all go at it online. I played all of the fight nights. This was before I even had social media to even put clips out. I was just playing games. So, so I said to say, I'm not a pro, but I am a vet, which explains why I be beating up on these pros. I'm beating up on these pros is because I'm on the same level as them. I have the same amount of knowledge as they have. And if I've never played or touched the game before, I can pick the game up and touch it and play it. And give me about a month, 2 months, maybe 3 months. I'll either be a god at that game or I'll be a very, very highly skilled player in that game, whatever the game is. 3D, 2D, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, wrestling, UFC. If it's a fighting game where it's combat sports, it's a combat game where it's me versus you. I'm telling you, if I haven't played it already, I'll pick it up and learn it. And I got this, my mind is on the level of a pro player's mind when they pick the game, what they're looking for. Because when you of that level mentally playing fighting games, you play them different. When you pick the game up for the first time, the things you're looking for or the things you're anticipating are different than a person who just wants to play because it's fun to play. Oh, that game looks cool. I want to play it. That's the average person. Me, when I get the game that I think looks cool, when I go to practice mode, I'm practicing different. My practice is not the same as a person's practice. Some people mash buttons and they do the cool combo in practice mode because it looks cool. What I'm doing in practice mode is I'm trying to see what this character can and can't do, and I'm trying to practice different combo routes with this character. But the best way to learn is to get into a fight. You only gonna learn how to play that character in the heat of battle. You're not gonna learn how to play that character in practice mode. You're gonna learn what the character can do in practice mode, but you're not gonna learn how to use the character unless you go into a real match. I don't care how
you gotta fight, man.
I see a lot of pro players and a lot of high level YouTubers who got big followings, but they just not pros. Go to practice mode, and they always in the menus setting for the frame data, putting the frame data on the screen, and the buttons that they like. I don't know why they do that. But it's like they're doing it to show. Like they go into practice mode. You watch their live stream. They in practice mode. They don't sit in no menus for 30 minutes before they start playing the game. And they trying to set up all these different menus and stuff. Listen, stop that. That's not going to teach you how to play with the character.
Bro, just play the game.
Get into a fight. You need to get into a fight. But I can't tell people how to practice. All I'm saying is, when I practice, what I'm doing in practice mode isn't what you're doing in practice mode. And I'm looking at the game different than you're looking at it, because what I want to know is what the character can't do. What issues does this character have? What weaknesses does this character have? You won't know that in practice mode. You are OP in practice mode because the training dummy standing there letting you hit him. So you're OP, but you're not so OP when a fight happens. When the board hits back, right? Because what Bruce Lee say? Boards hit back, right? Yep. Boards don't hit back. Okay, well, Bruce Lee was basically trying to say, okay, you broke a board. Good job. You can break boards. But I'm not a board, and you're not finna break me. I'm finna punch you in your mouth. You understand me?
Yeah, it's like this board, you sat this board here, and this board didn't move. It didn't dodge. It didn't do anything.
Right. Boards don't hit back. Neither does training dummy. And yes, you can set the training dummy to CPU, but the CPU is AI. It's artificial.
Yeah, it's not the same.
You're still not getting you're still getting a false sense of practice, making the CPU fight you back. It's best to fight a human being, multiple different human beings, not the same human over and over again. It's good to spar, but you never want to fight the same guy over and over again, because you'll start to fight like that guy and anticipate that guy's stuff. Then you fight a new person who doesn't even play like that guy and you lose. So it's
Yep.
never good to go a 10 set, 25 set with a person, because you'll start to, because your brain does this. This is what our brains do, that our brains lock in and try to mimic what we see. All of our brains do it. There's nothing you can do to stop it. If you do something repetitively over and over again, your brain will eventually start to do that repetitive thing. And you got to actually wean yourself off of that. So that's one of the reasons why I don't like fighting the same person over and over again on a fighting game, because that person eventually gets used to me, or I get used to them, even if I'm winning. I don't care if I'm beating you. I don't want to keep fighting you over and over again, because now I got a 5 or 6 game win streak on you because the server keep matching us together. Now I'm starting to fight like you, and I'm getting a little bit lackadaisical. I'm getting into a habit that I needed to get into to beat you. Now I'm fighting somebody else, and that habit don't work on them. But I've been fighting you all day. So now I finally got a new person now I'm fighting, and I gotta instantly in a split second break that habit. I can't do that. So it's best to just fight somebody, go back to the lobby, and wait for another fight. Switch it up. Switch up your opponents, because every human being fights different. The more different human beings you fight, the better refined of a fighter you're gonna become. I'm number one Hitman with 1,602 wins because I fought different people, right? 1,600 wins. I would probably say 1,600 of them wins I fought 1,000 different people. Of the 1,600 wins, because I fight repeat people, so I got some streaks off somebody. So of the 1,600 wins, I probably fought 1,000 different human beings, which definitely refined me. That
That's a lot.
refined my Hitman. I got 1,600 wins, so I fought 1,000 different people, bro. 1,000 different separate human beings who play the character different. That'll make you a better player if you're fighting different human beings. But some people get a matchup, right? This is what the FGC do. I'm gonna call y'all out. I'm calling y'all out on y'all mess. You get it. You go into matchmaking. You see somebody you can steamroll. You see this person ain't that good, or maybe they just losing today. Maybe they're really good, but they just lose to you. You got this guy's number, whoever he is, and you keep this matchmaking, keep matching y'all. You win, go back to lobby, you get another fight. It's that same person over and over again, and you get an 8, 9, 10 game win streak off that person. You feeling yourself now, right? Stop doing that. What are y'all doing? Y'all are boosting yourselves to the higher rank by finding someone you can steamroll and farm points off of. Now you're farming and farming and farming, and you beating up and steamrolling and beating up on this person who you keep getting matched with. Now you just got the rank up, and now the matchmaking is trying to match you to your rank. Now you finna get somebody in that new rank you just matched up to, and they finna beat you down and demote you back down to where you was at. Because you just fought this one person and got a 15 game win streak that made you rank up. Now that you in another rank, you're gonna fight a different human who's way better than that person who you just steamrolled, and now they finna steamroll you, and now you finna get demoted. This is why you should fight different people. You want to hold on to
And
your spot,
you about to rage
you
quit in
gotta
a
fight.
second.
Right, you about to either rage quit and get mad and say F this game is trash, these fighting games, you need to nerf this character, whatever, right? Whatever
Or
that looks
somebody
like
else
for
is
you.
cheating, or that
You're gonna,
character.
but you can avoid that with your own behavior by first not getting too full of yourself when you go on a win streak, right? You can't control the server. The server just giving you this person. That's fine. Back out the server for take a break. And if the server keeps matching you to the same person over and over and over again, and it's like you won, you lost, whatever, but you go back to lobby and it matches you to that person again, just take a break from the game. Leave the lobby. Go take a leak. Go grab a bite to eat. Turn the game off. Whatever. Do something other than that game, and let that individual who's back in the server get a fight with somebody else. And you come back and jump back in the server and get a different person. Because if you just must play your game today, you just want to play, and the server keep giving you this person, take a 5-minute break. Take a 10-minute break. Because in 5 minutes, I promise you, that person who's sitting in lobby gonna get a fight. If you're not in the server, and they are, they're gonna get a fight. That's not you. And then you then jump back into the server 5-10 minutes later. Now you can get a different fight. If that's what matchmaking is doing to you, stop taking these fights. Stop going on win streaks against one person. If you're on a win streak, it should be fighting different people. Your win streak, your 10-game win streak is just because you fought one person 10 times. But is that a real win streak? You just beat one guy up 10 times who keeps taking the fight from you. Whereas, can you go on a 10-game win streak against 10 different people? I doubt it. In the high level ranks on DNF Duel, I doubt it. You could go on a win streak versus one person, but can you go on a win streak fighting 10 different separate human beings who are all 10 separate gods? Can you do that? I doubt it. So, and what guys do on DNF Duel and other games, they boost. It's called boosting. You find a scrub who don't belong in the rank that they're in, you steamroll and beat them up and farm points off of them, and you boost yourself and kind of springboard off their back into the new ranking tier, whatever that is for the game you're playing. But what ends up happening is you get exposed by the people who are actually in that rank that belong there, and they demote you back down to the rank you just came from. Because you steamrolled and farmed and went on a win streak against one individual scrub who let you do it. But now that you're that new rank, and if that game has a system of demotion in it, you're going to get demoted.
Yeah.
So are you a real, authentic god, or are you a fraud in disguise? Did you boost? Did you take it? Did you think that because I can steamroll this one guy today who I can beat up, and whose number I got his number so I can beat him, does that make you an actual god? Because the minute you fought another person, you lost immediately. As soon as you get a different person, you lose the fight. So that's why I say, if you're hit confirming and it's working, still switch it up. Don't keep fighting the same person over and over again in matchmaking for any game, any fight game, 3D, 2D, whatever. And always study your opponent. A loss is not necessarily a loss, it's a lesson. You learned what you can and can't do with this character in this situation, this moment, in this corner, in this circumstance. You can't remember everything, but you got to put yourself in these circumstances with your character. And practice mode is not going to do it. You just will not learn and be good at the game in practice mode. Practice mode is ranked mode or casual mode. Either one. You can go to casual mode where it doesn't affect your rank numbers. If you really you rank conscious. Some people are rank conscious and they just don't want their numbers disturbed. Okay, well then go to casual, and no matter how many times you lose, it won't affect your little precious rank if that's the kind of person you are. But either way, get out of practice mode, because practice mode is not helping you. Practice mode is keeping you at a standstill. Yeah, you're learning how to do that little infinite combo, but can you do it in the fight? Can you land it on me? You can't land it on me. You can do the infinite combo in practice mode. We clap for you, but you can't do it in a real fight because I'm looking for it. I'm looking for you to try to do it because I know what that character can do that you're using. So if you even try, if I even see a sequence start up and you try and do the infinite, I'm finna interrupt you. I'm shutting your infinite combo down. And if that's all you know how to do, you about to lose this fight. If you don't know how to do nothing else but that infinite combo. You ain't got no squabbles about you. You ain't got no ducks, no dodges, no blocks, no jumping, you ain't got no type of fighting skills about you. Fundamentals, that's the word. You have no fundamentals. You just know how to do that infinite. You're gonna lose. Fundamentals are learned in the heat of battle. That's where you learn fundamentals. You don't learn them in practice mode, bro. Get into a fight, lose. That's how you learn. Specifically like that. Not winning. You're not learning when you're winning. You're learning when you lose it. So when you're winning, all you did was take what you learned and applied it. But that's all you know is what you know. You got to lose again to learn some more. So you're only going to win as long as the circumstances end up like that. Right? Whatever the circumstances are that let you win, that's the only way you're going to win. Well, as soon as the circumstances change, now you lose. Well, now you've learned something else. The circumstances change. This is a different situation fight. So I'm gonna Now I'm gonna download that information in my head and apply it to the next fight. So now I can win a new way. If this way don't work, I can try this way because you learn from taking that L. The
True.
only way to get better is to lose. You have to take the L, bro. That is just in real life because you got a martial arts background like I got one. The sensei beating you behind. He's not, y'all not shadow boxing. He's slamming you in that gym.
Yeah.
He putting you in the chokehold. He punching you in your face. He kicking you in your leg because
And
you
it
didn't know
hurts.
what he, and it hurts. But you learning how to fight, right? He's not
Yeah.
trying to hurt you or disrespect you. He's teaching you how to fight. He's a sensei. He has to punch you. He has to kick you. He has to slam you. He has to put you in the chokehold so that he can teach you how to do it. How else you gonna learn if you don't lose? You gotta get your butt whooped if you're gonna learn how to fight. That's just what it is in every fighting game. You gotta lose, bro.
Yep. So
This is a
that's it,
fight.
y'all. That's it. We gonna leave on that. You gotta lose. You gotta take them L's to get there. All right. So open mind. Where can they find you?
At Open Mind, spell it with a Y on YouTube. At Open Mind, spell it with a Y on Twitter. I am Open Mind, spell it with a Y on IG. Number one Hitman. Just wanted to bless y'all with the news and the glory that I feel. I'm still playing the game. I haven't stopped playing because now I gotta maintain my spot. And trust me, I think I've kind of single-handedly resurrected the game because people playing DNF Duel now. Like it's a lot of new faces. The player base died for a minute, but it's just picked up all of a sudden. So, and I'm saying that I did it. I didn't do that. I didn't single handedly do it, but I'm just.
Oh, and you got a tournament coming up too.
Yeah, Monday at 6 o'clock. Yeah, October 10th is the tournament.
That's
So
what's up, man. That's what's up. I can't wait to. I can't wait to hear the results.
Well, wish me luck, man, because most of the people in this tournament, I done fought them already on rank. So most of them, anyway. Some names in there who I don't recognize. But I'm pretty confident, man. $200 first prize. Let's get this money, bro.
Get
Number
that
one
dough.
hitman. Number one hitman. Finna go prove myself in the tournament. This finna get grimy. Now here's where I'm probably gonna have to chase people down and play that keep weight because money on the line. So I can't
money
complain.
there. So,
I'm not gonna complain about people playing time management and all this stuff. Because this is money on the line. So everybody finna come out here with the shenanigans. I already know that. It's gonna be shenanigans.
They playing dirty. When money on the line, they gonna throw dirt in your eyes. Everybody get dirty.
I already know. I'm gonna have to chase people. They gonna run the clock down and do the life lead game with keep away. I already know because they try to get that money.
Yeah.
But other than that, if it's just a regular casual rank match, man, like I said, top of the show, man, y'all cut that out, bro. If it ain't no money on the line, stop fighting like that, bro. That's not necessary.
All right, y'all. NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz. Much love to everyone who rolled through. Thank you once again, Open Mind, for joining the show, dropping them gems so people can get their learn on and start to, enhance their fighting ability. So, until next time, from us to you, thank you for chilling, thank you for watching, and peace.